So which shoe has got the best overall ride? Right, so thought we'd try something a little different today, and I'm going to do a comparison video of all the super trainers out there. So today, what I've got for comparison, I've got the Saucony Kinvara Pro, we've got the Adidas Prime X 2, we've got the New Balance Super Comp Trainer number 2, and we've also got the Adidas Boston 12, as you can see there. So hopefully with this I can highlight some features or bring up some things that I probably wouldn't normally talk about in a review, and it gives you a bit of a chance to see how they compare against each other. So weight wise here, so the heaviest shoe of the lot, the Prime X 2 strung, 10.7 ounces, and it actually feels heavier than that. So the other 3 shoes are very similar in weight, so they're all within 9 ounces, and the lightest of them all, just by an ounce, is again the Boston 12. So in the Kinvara Pro here, I'll just check my notes, so 9.5 ounces, 9.4 ounces in the Boston 12, and in the SC Trainer, 9.7 ounces. But weight, it doesn't really matter what the stats say, it's all about how they feel on the foot and which one does feel the lightest on the foot. So for me, I think the Boston 12 and the SC Trainer both feel about the same on the foot, so they both feel as light as each other. Overall, the most comfortable shoe in my opinion is definitely the Kinvara Pro. So it's got a quite traditional upper. The material, the engineered mesh, is a little bit thicker than the other ones, but it's quite traditional, and it is a super comfortable shoe. The tongue is nicely padded, and it's got a nice gusseted tongue. It's got a more structured heel counter than the rest of its counterparts, and overall, yeah, this one is the most comfortable upper. With the fit of the shoe, so I'm talking about how well it fits the shoe and how close it comes to true to size, and it's just compared to how my perception of that. So what is the worst performing, it was the Boston 12, so that one is a full size too big, so I've had to come a full size down, and that fits me pretty good now. So the fit of the Super Comp Trainer 2 is it's a long fit, and it's a bit of a loose fit, especially through the toe box. But there's no issue with that. It's actually quite a nice, comfortable shoe. The Prime X is pretty much bang on true to size. Yeah, so it gets really good points there. And the Kinvara Pro is, again, I think it's about bang on true to size. So in the fit wise, I'm going to give the win to the Prime X and the Kinvara Pro. Now breathability wise, so that's a big one in a shoe for me. So breathability wise, definitely going to give the win here to the Boston 12, with a close second to the Super Comp Trainer 2. So they've just got a really light engineered mesh here in the Boston 2, and it's pretty much mesh throughout. And the same as the Super Comp Trainer, it's just a really light engineered mesh as well. Two very breathable shoes. Breathability, the Prime X is not so this strung upper is not breathable at all, and the thicker upper here on the Kinvara Pro also falls it behind a little bit in the breathability compartment. Right, so we'll talk about outsoles now. So very different outsoles on all these shoes. Kinvara Pro has no outsole rubber whatsoever. Adizero Pro, it's got that racy continental type slick rubber. Super Comp Trainer 2, strategically placed rubber, and it's got a very soft rubber compound that's quite brittle. And Boston 12 uses the continental rubber, but it feels like a little bit of a harder continental rubber that they use in this one, and it's also a fair bit grippier than the one in the Prime X. So I'm going to say the Boston is going to outlast the Prime X because it's got some extra grip. It's actually got some grip on it, and that makes that continental rubber a bit thicker. So durability wise, the Boston's going to win. But grip wise, so this one may come as a surprise to all of you. Grip wise, I think in all conditions is going to be the Kinvara Pro. So this tread pattern and no outsole rubber, this is actually super grippy in all conditions. super duper grippy, but you can see there it wears down pretty fast, but you've just got foam, like just exposed foam that's just hitting the rubber, hitting the pavement, and even in the wet conditions, the ribs and that just exposed foam is super grippy in all conditions. And then lastly, we'll just rip straight into the midsole, though that's the most important part of the shoe. So stack height wise, 50mm stack in this one. Next behind that is the Kinvara Pro in stack height. Then we've got the Super Comp Trainer, and the smallest stack of them all is the Boston 12. So all shoes use some type of compound of their brand super foam, either pure or their dual density midsole foam. So they'll use a cheaper one alongside their super foam. So all these super trainers have got like a rod or a plate inside them. Not all carbon, some are carbon infused, and in the Boston 12 we got fiberglass. So we'll go straight on with flexibility. So the most rigid shoe of them all is certainly the Prime X. So the Prime X, I cannot bend this at all. Like, this is the most rigid, and it's got 2 carbon plates in it. Secondly, for a stiff ride, the Kinvara Pro is a pretty stiff ride, so that one's quite rigid. Then comes the Super Comp Trainer. So again, that's pretty rigid as well, but it's far more stable than the Kinvara Pro. And then you've got the Boston 12, which is actually quite flexible, so with them fiberglass energy rods inside that. All these shoes feature some type of rocker. So the most aggressive and pronounced rocker is easily the Prime X. And that's because it's got the biggest stack, and they've just got this really aggressive toe spring at the front, and that's quite nice. The second most noticeable rocker is definitely in the Super Comp Trainer 2. So I really love the geometry of this shoe. So yeah, its rocker feels more towards the rear, but it's a really nice rocker. The rocker in the Kinvara Pro is more closer to the Endorphin series, so it's the speed roll technology. It sort of sits underneath the forefoot there, but that's in a nice spot. And the least pronounced rocker for me is definitely the Boston 12. It's small, but it's there to complement the Pro 3. So the softest ride of all these super trainers is hands down the Super Comp Trainer. So this is the softest shoe I think I've ever owned, and obviously that's come at a cost with durability. But if you want a really soft shoe or a really soft super trainer, this one wins hands down. Next of all, I'm going to say the Boston feels softer than the Prime X, and it's only because there is so much Prime X foam there that it actually feels quite thick and dense. But this one feels quite soft underfoot, especially under the midfoot. I'll say the whole thing, even the EVA in the rear feels quite soft. And then the Kinvara Pro, it's got a firmness feeling, but I would also still say it's soft, and it gets its softness because if it doesn't have any outsole rubber, but the ride still feels quite soft, and it's like a soft impact for me. So which shoe is the most responsive and best suited to faster paces? So for me, Boston 12 wins hands down. So these other shoes I think are quite comfortable at moderate and easy paces. However, this one for me is the only one suitable to pick up the pace and get close to race pace. Okay, which shoe is the best for easy runs and the most comfortable? So that one is a tie for me. So certainly a nice cushy soft run is also the Super Comp Trainer, but if you don't like a squishy soft run, then the Kinvara Pro is a really nice option for some slow and steady miles. Okay, which one is the most stable ride? So Kinvara Pro will win that one hands down. Really stable ride here. The most unstable shoe out of them all, I believe, would be the Super Comp Trainer. So long run, which shoe is best suited to the long run? So for me, it's a tie between the Kinvara Pro and also the Boston 12. Initially I thought the Super Comp Trainer was the best long run shoe that I have ever tried. However, it just got too soft, it lost its bounce, and now it's just too squishy for a long run for me. So which shoe has got the best overall ride. So I think overall ride, I'm going to give it to the Boston 12. So both of these foams mixed together, I think it's got the right amount of energy return, the right amount of cushion, the right amount of stability. So this is the ride I think is the best out of all the shoes. Okay, so which one is the most versatile? So for me, Boston 12 wins that one hands down. For me, it's the only one that's comfortable at those easy paces and can get right up to race pace. It's not the best at the easy miles, but it can certainly handle them and it won't let you down. The other three are pretty much just locked in, or I think just best suited to those easy days and maybe some long runs. But the versatility on these other three aren't close to being as good as what you get in the Boston 12. So anyway guys, that's it from me. Any questions you've got, any other things that I may have missed, or any questions you've got that you want to know some comparisons between these shoes, drop them in the comments below. Would love to answer those ones for you. And also, if you got any experience in any of these shoes, I always love hearing about your experience in these shoes. Thoroughly enjoyed this one. Please let me know what you think in the comments below as well. Anyway, that's it from me. Make sure you give us a like, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you next time.